Find the limit of 2 as t approaches 2 of quantity t squared minus 2t all over the quantity 2 minus t minus 2. That's much more of a tongue twister than I had initially thought it would be. I was overconfident. Okay. Limit. So we can factor out a t here. T minus 2. Yes. All over t minus 2. And this is still approaches 2t. Add another color for contrast. Cancel, cancel. Limit as t approaches 2 of 2. Interesting. So what this is saying is, so this gets at a couple of concepts here. So draw this on a graph. No, I'm not going to use red. Blue. Yep. So you have a graph, and you have t equals 2. So let's say y equals 2. Sure. So we got a graph like such. Ooh, green. And let's say this is t. For all values of t, this equals 2. This is this equation up here. Well, the way this would actually be drawn is you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. You have a little hole at this point right here. So t cannot equal 2, but the limit of t equals 2. And one of the key parts of this is the limit approaching it from the left. So t approaches 2 minus, and the limit approaching it from the right, t approaches 2 plus, are the same. They both equal 2. But when you're actually at 2, it doesn't exist. And one of the things about limits is it doesn't matter if it doesn't actually exist at the point. You can still have the limit. So the answer here is going to be 2. But one of the things that you think about here is the two contenders is one is undefined, because you can't, if you have 2 minus 2 on the bottom, you get 0. You're dividing by 0, universe explodes. You can't plug in 2, but the limit as t approaches 2 does exist. And so you would be tempted to be like, oh, that's not defined. It is defined, but that's because it's a limit, not actually plugging the number in. I know, a lot of talking, and it's like, what, that's a small meh. Yes, it's true. So when you look through this problem, crunch it down, the only two reasonable answers would be this one or this one. And in this case, it is 2 because the limit does exist, even though that point does not exist. And that's how you can do limits with polynomials and fractions and the canceling in this.